Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Transform Teaching and Learning with ThingLink EDU. Tonight's session is App Smashing with ThingLink, Padlet, and Explain Everything. I'm Susan Oxnavad, and I'm going to host and facilitate this webinar. I'm here by myself, so I'm going to explain a little bit about GoToWebinar, and then I should be able to see your questions on the side, and I'm going to do the best I can to answer those questions. If you're in the audience, you're in listen only mode. That's just to avoid all the distractions that are in the background. But I do hope you'll ask questions. And there's a question section in the GoToWebinar box that you should see on the right side of your screen. There's also a place to chat. And I went ahead and I sent out some things through there already. I sent a link to this interactive slideshow so you can sit back and relax and know that you can just watch it and click on all the links later. And I also sent a link to the back channel. Now, the back channel is another tab that you'd have to open, and this is a TitanPad. This is just to encourage everybody to have conversations on the side over here. So you can type something, you can answer questions, you can ask questions. People in the audience always have a lot of information, so it's a great way to connect during the webinar. And there are also some resources, a few resources on the side over here. If anybody sees a resource that I flash on the screen that you think should be over in the shared resources section, feel free to put it in there. Otherwise, please keep the comments over here on the right side of the screen to keep those conversations going. So that TitanPad is ThingLinkEDU.TitanPad.com/14. And please do follow me on Twitter if you want to know about any of these upcoming webinars or activities, just for all the latest, greatest ThingLink information. Okay, so my name is Susan Oxnavad, and I'm the ThingLink Education Community Manager. I'm also an instructional tech and data coach in an elementary school outside of Chicago. I've had a very long teaching career. In fact, when I started teaching, there weren't even any computers in my classroom. And a lot of the things that I'm going to share with you today are a combination of good teaching methods combined with the power of technology, which I've had a lot of fun exploring over the years. I blog on cool tools for 21st century learners, and that's got everything I do ends up on the blog. So if you see an idea here, I'm sure you can find it there on that blog. And after blogging there for a while and using ThingLink, I started a relationship with ThingLink, and so now I even blog on the ThingLink blog. So you can get all of the latest ThingLink news there as well. Okay, so I'm going to start out tonight. We're going to be doing some app smashing, but just to level the playing field, I'm just going to explain some of the ThingLink features. Some of you, if you've attended these webinars before, you've heard these features, but I feel like it's a good idea just to give a quick overview. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to create a couple of links on a ThingLink and then app smash it. And we're going to publish it with Padlet and record ourselves with Explain Everything. So just to start, ThingLink is this great tool where you start with an image or a video and you build learning, you build lessons and learning on top of the image and video. It's very powerful and it's very flexible because since it starts with an image or a video, it can be used across all grade levels and all content areas. It's just an amazing tool. Now, after you start with either an image or a video, the key to ThingLink is tagging your content. And so here you can see these icons, and each of these icons will lead to a rich media tag. Now, rich media tag, we have over 50 rich media tags that are listed here on this page and categorized. What's great about these is that they show up right on the page. So here's a picture of one, and see how this image just pops up on the page. That is a rich media tag. And there are rich media tags with video, and the video plays right on the page here, just live on the page. There's also a pause button so students can watch the video and pause later. Also, you can add audio. You can use some of these third-party tools here like SoundCloud or Audio Boom, and the audio will play right on the page. Now, I'm stealing the sound from you right now. You might be able to hear it in the background, but I can certainly hear it in my headphones. So that's pretty powerful. You can also add images to your ThingLink tags. And with our ThingLink Premium account, you can upload an image right to any tag. And that's a really great way to annotate an image and to tell a story. You can also put text under here to explain it. That's always a good idea. It's also connected rich media tags to social media. We have a great Facebook app where if you share a thing link to Facebook, it can play sort of like a video right live there on the page. It's really incredible. And also you can share through Twitter or any of these social media spaces. It's really great because we have a big community at ThingLink and everybody's creating all these wonderful images. And this is a great way to share those so we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can share them and we can even make a copy of those and remix them for our own use. So that's a great feature of ThingLink as well. And anyway, the rich media tags, there are also some e-commerce sites. And then there are utilities. And these utilities are one of my favorite categories because it includes all of these embedded Google Docs and PollDaddy. And this is what an embedded Google Doc looks like. And what's nice about this is a form. You just fill it out. And when the students are done filling out this form, kind of guides the learning, then at the bottom they just click submit and the teacher gets the spreadsheet with the answers. So that's a little bit about rich media tags. And then of course the tags, to put a tag on the page, you select an icon. And icons are big here at ThingLink. We have these icons that are available in our free version. And I'll tell you, when I started with ThingLink, we just only had this one black icon. I was able to do a lot with just that black icon. But when they added 5 colors, I thought, wow, we can differentiate now. And so this is an early activity that I did just to show you. And I made a key for the different color tags. And then I put the content on here. And if it was for everybody, it was blue. And if it was for just some people, it was yellow. So that was a great start to differentiation. But then ThingLink came out with their education version and they introduced premium icons in the premium version. Now the premium icons are really designed for education. They really let you add another level of learning to a ThingLink image. And here are the already made ones, but if you want to make your own, you can create your own custom icons. And I love to do this. In fact, I've created all of these here and plenty more. Anyway, you can put the icons on your ThingLink and then it can just help students select the resources that work for them. And it helps students find the differentiated content as well. So as you can see down here, I have reading levels. I have easy, middle, and advanced reading levels. So all students in the classroom can come to this one image and they can do their learning. They can choose the live media that'll play right on the page, and then they can also self-select their reading level. So you can do a lot. Everybody doesn't have to have different resources. You can just keep building on top of this resource. Now, this resource is actually the first ThingLink I ever created, and it started out to be less complicated than this. In fact, we only had the one black icon. I just started with this little picture here, and I just put some nice little links on there. Well, let me show you how we can keep using a ThingLink over and over. Ooh, I must have skipped that slide. Anyway, I'll just explain it to you for purposes of time. So ThingLink has a little feature under every image for the in the premium account that says replace image. So the only thing I did is I rebuilt the same collage over and I put more pictures on top of it and I replaced it. And then all of my icons with my links stayed intact. So the only thing I had to do is move them around a little bit. And it's really a great way to keep resources and to keep something growing and growing and growing. Okay, now if you wanted to create custom icons, that's why I put this slide in here. It is easy to do. My third graders create custom icons, and you can use any of these tools, which are just some free tools that I went out and found for you. These aren't the only tools you can use. I actually started making my custom icons just using Google Slides, where I do some of my drawing. So custom icons are really easy to make, and they add that extra layer of learning. Oh, and here's the replace image slide that I was going to show you. So when I started, I created this image and it had just all of these black tags. There was a black tag on every one of these resources. There were 34 resources. And as time went by, some of those resources went down and they no longer existed. So what I used to have to do is I used to have to totally rebuild this resource every time I wanted to use it. This is about digital differentiation, and I use it in all the teaching that I do. So what I discovered is that all of this area here for finding information, all of those tools actually vanished, and they no longer existed. So every time I wanted to use this resource again, I'd have to start from scratch. I'd have to upload a new background image, and I'd have to replace all these little tags. But with this replace image feature, now I can just take my original image, delete this, upload it. all of my tags are intact, and then I simply have to change the one tag. So I go into my editor and I click on that tag, and I can go ahead and delete it and then add a new tag. So that's really a great feature of ThingLink that I wanted to make sure everybody knew about. Okay, moving forward then, we already talked about sharing across the web. There's a share button on all the ThingLinks, and you can embed a ThingLink in a blog or a teaching space. Now, if you embed somebody else's ThingLink, like if you embed a ThingLink that you see here tonight, your students can access that, and when I update it, you'll get the updates as well. So that's really great thing about sharing ThingLinks. Now, ThingLink works across all platforms. So whether you're a one-to-one iPad school or you have a variety of devices, maybe you have Chromebooks, maybe it's bring your own device, it works with whatever device is handy at the moment. So everything syncs up. So you could start in school on a computer and you could do research and create a ThingLink. And then when you went home, you could pick it up on your iPad. Now, if you didn't have wireless, you'd still be able to access that image and add some tags, but you couldn't reach the internet. But as soon as you come back and sync up, you could then reach the internet images again. It also works that way on a phone. And of course, we also do have an app. Now, the app is available for Android and for iOS, and it's really great for students if you can get the app on. Works very well. And again, you can use that without wireless. So you can bring ThingLink out into the world and capture learning on the go. And it's really great for students who might be bringing home an iPad but don't have access to wireless. So that's another great feature as well. And then finally, there's Google Drive integration. And if you are a Google Docs school, I'm going to encourage you to look up the archived webinar from last week, where we really went over how to use Google Docs. I think this is really the most amazing feature. These two tools together are very, very powerful. And you can just publish a Google Doc and then add it to ThingLink, and it displays right live on the page. And I did show you already a form, and you can do any of the different Google Docs and display them. And again, fill it out right on the page. So Google Docs is great, and I think you're going to see some more in tonight's demos too. So those are the features of ThingLink, and I don't see any questions. So I'm just going to keep moving on and share some of the ideas and a demo with you now. But I wanted to talk about the rest of the session and about the way that I'm going to be using ThingLink tonight, because it really will help set the tone. So when I use these ThingLink projects, this is how the students do their learning. They're constructing knowledge as they create. We don't start with a big unit of study and then end up making a cute tech project at the end to show what we learned. We learn as we create. And I'm going to challenge everybody in the audience to build a ThingLink and create a ThingLink and just see how much you learn, and then you'll understand why it's so great for students. I also, part of this webinar and this app smashing is the idea of using technology to power the sharing. Instead of having kids create a cute tech project, whatever it is, tonight it'll be a ThingLink, instead of having them go in front of the classroom and one at a time explain their image to a passive audience. That takes a lot of class time, and again, the audience is slightly passive. You don't know what students are going to learn. So instead of doing that, I like to have kids record themselves, sharing their ThingLink image in this case, and then publishing those recordings and putting them all in one place. So when everybody gets together in class, they have an activity that they have to do related to all of the individual ThingLinks. So they watch the recordings instead of sitting one at a time and watching the students. And I think that really does maximize instructional time. So those are the ideas behind it. Now, the screencast for sharing is why I'm using Explain Everything here tonight, because Explain Everything is a great tool available on the iPad, and you can create a screencast to explain a ThingLink, and I'll be demonstrating that in a minute. If you don't have iPads or Explain Everything, don't worry, because you can do it on a computer as well. There are plenty of screencasting tools on a computer, but I do like to use Screencast-O-Matic always. I think it's pretty easy, and you could get the same results if you don't have access to Explain Everything, or if you want to do these projects on the computer. Okay, now I'm going to stop for a minute and see if there are any questions. I don't see anyone's hand raised, so I think we're doing okay. Maybe there are some good conversations going in the back channel, not sure about that. Okay, this is the Endangered Animals Project, and I'm going to share it with you tonight, and we're going to smash all of these apps together. So I'm going to start just with the ThingLink, because that's what drives the project. Now, Click here. So I have an essential question that I've written about this ThingLink. What are some solutions to help save endangered animals from becoming extinct? That's the question. That's what I want everybody to learn after participating in this project. So this might be my launcher activity that I'm giving them. And as you can see, I put some sound on here. And again, we're not going to be able to hear the sound. Maybe a little in the background, but there's sound, there's video, and there is a text article on each of these different animals. I created the collage just using Google Slides, and then I uploaded it to ThingLink, and then I added these tags. And this is what I'd want students to be able to answer. Now, for your benefit, for everyone's benefit, over here I have an embedded Google Doc, and this is the lesson plan. So if you want to do an activity like this, it doesn't have to be about endangered animals. If you just want to put your own topic in here, just follow this Google Doc lesson plan. I have demos that you can link to. I have a little box and how you create an example and everything that you would do to do this lesson. So that's right in there too. But for the purposes of tonight, I just wanted to demonstrate how to build this Vaquita. So I wanted to show you how to add these links. And then we're going to move forward and add it to a Padlet. So let me go ahead and click out. So this is, before I do that, this is a Google slideshow. And the I'm sorry, let me start again. This is a ThingLink channel. I'm so sorry. And a ThingLink channel is just a collection of interactive images. You just click on a button, I can show you that in a minute, and then you add this to a channel and it creates a nice collection. But for the purposes of editing and demoing, I'm going to go out to the actual endangered animals. So this is my ThingLink, my endangered animals here, and here you can see the buttons. So if I wanted to add it to a slideshow, I just click post, and you can see all of my different slideshows that I have, and we're going to see that it's in a couple of slideshows already, and I can just add this to whatever slideshow I want for sharing. So let's say I put it in the Earth slideshow. Now it's in the Earth slideshow as well. Okay, so every ThingLink you can edit just by clicking on the edit button. And we have all of these tags that I've already made. Oops. Maybe we don't. Okay, so I'm going to add tags on the Vaquita dolphin here. So I'm going to click to add my tag. I can move it wherever I want. I come up with the red tag because that's the last color I used. But here I want to be able to put on the sound. So I'm going to scroll through my icons. Those are all the ones I've made. I have an excessive amount that I've made. And then you get to the edu icons here. Okay, so I want this to kids know this is audio, so I'm going to pick the recording icon and it shows up right there. Now the only thing I have to do is I have to paste the link to the recording into this box. And I had to cheat just a little bit for this. So I'm going to show you, let's see, let me go ahead and open this where I have a bookmark. Let's see, it must be in there. Oh, here it is, Vaquita links. Okay, so here is the sound that I'm going to add. I got it from Audio Boom, recorded it in Audio Boom, and now I just need to go back. Oops. Now I just need to go back and edit that. So I'm in the edit mode. I'm going to add the sound. Try again. There it is. My sound icon shows up there, and I paste. And the sound will show up live and that will play. I could also add text in here if I wanted to. I don't think that's necessary for this one, but that's pretty impressive, I think. Now I want to add a video. So you notice I got the sound icon because that's the last one I used. So I'm going to go ahead and change it back to video, which is here. And then I'm going to go to my cheat sheet where I already found a YouTube video on the Vaquita dolphin. And I'm going to copy it and paste it in my tag editor. There we go. Now down here I would want students to say something about this video if they added it themselves. I would say, why is the endangered animal, why is this animal endangered is what I would type in there. Now I also, since I have the premium account, I can change my bubble background color if I want to. And I can change my text color if I want to, just to make that interesting. And I can make the size bigger. and I can even change the font. So that's pretty nice too. And that's the video. Now I just want to add an article. So this is going to link out to a website because it's not an embedded source. It's not a rich media tag. So I'm going to pick my book, and then I'll go back there, and this is the Wikipedia text. I kind of like how Wikipedia works here. You'll see that in a minute. It'll show a little preview of the article, which is very nice. Okay, and I of course want to change the bubble background because that black doesn't work there. And I want to change my font color back to black. There. That works really nicely, a little preview of the Wikipedia article there. So I'm going to save it and save it. And now you can see how it works. There's the video that actually plays. And there's the audio, or there's the text article. And there's the audio that actually plays. So that's how easy it is to create that ThingLink. But now I'm going to show you what we can do with that. Again, if you want to do a lesson like that, do get this lesson plan. Now moving through my ThingLink channel, I've come to the vaquita dolphin. Now that was one of the animals that I just built. So I would have this be a student project. Now remember, we had an essential question, and I'm going to go back because that's not on this slide. The essential question is here: what are some solutions to help save endangered animals from becoming extinct? So now I want students to work in groups and each pick one of these animals and answer that question. Now to answer this question, they're going to build a ThingLink. So they're going to start with this image and upload it. And then as they do research, they're going to include their research on this page. So they might watch this movie, and this might be really good. They have to evaluate whether or not it's a good source. And I like them to write what they learned down below as well. And if they like it, they'll put it here. And whatever sources, they can use this as the point to put all their research, and then they can use it to answer that question. And so through the research, if I was a student, I would discover that the vaquita dolphin only lives in this one area, which is near Baja, California. This is about the only place you can find a vaquita dolphin. I learned that by researching because I was trying to answer the question, how are they endangered? Now here is the problem. These are the threats to the vaquita dolphin. And I also learned this through my research. And then I uploaded this image and I went ahead and wrote about it. And so as a student, I'm pulling out information and writing it clearly and concisely. Now, there's also a solution, which is really good, and it's part of this video here. So this video will explain the solution. I might also want students to write about what the solution is, but there's an alternative to gill nets that's being developed right now. So here I also have the dolphin sound because that's fun for the kids to research. So the kids can collect all of their research here and create this wonderful ThingLink. And that's step one of the app smashing. Now, let me go back for just a minute. When you're done, the first most obvious thing to do is then create the channel of interactor images like I have here by clicking on that post button. So you have every one of these animals has its own page in the channel. And then you have a little book on endangered animals. I actually have one, and I think we'll be able to access it soon. But now the next step would be for kids to add their ThingLink to a Padlet. I don't know if you're familiar or not, but a Padlet is an interactive board where you can post things. You can post media. And what's really great about Padlet is when you copy the link from a ThingLink that you find on any ThingLink right here, just copy it and paste it onto a Padlet. The ThingLink will be live on the Padlet. So this is really a great way to app smash and to share your ThingLinks in one big place. So this is my example of what students might do to share their ThingLinks. So let me go ahead and click out to the Padlet wall. Okay, so this Padlet wall is just padlet.com/Soxnavad, my name, /endangered animals. Now, the great thing about this Padlet is you don't have to be logged in to contribute. So students can just go to the Padlet and they can just add theirs. Let me go back and let me get the link from that vaquita dolphin if I can. Let's see. Yes. So I'm going to go here. So here's my vaquita dolphin that I want to add to the Padlet. So I'm just going to click on the share button here. Copy. Now I have the link copied. Now I'm going to go to the Padlet and just tap twice, and here I paste. Now it also gave me a place to put the title. There it is, my interactive image. So I'm going to say Vakita. And there it is. So that's how easy it is to publish these on Padlet. It's a great way to have students turn in their work. And it's also really great because watch what happens. When I click on any of them, I get the interactive image. The videos play. So it's a great place to hold these ThingLinks and for everybody to be able to look at each other's. And that's one of the things I was talking about when I said non-traditional ways to publish and share. So you can put this on a Padlet and share it in all kinds of different ways. You could also put the essential question on the Padlet here just by tapping and typing in the text. And I can't remember it off the bat, but like this. And then you could have students have an assignment where students have to evaluate 3 of these and explain how they're endangered animals. So you're making them more accountable for their learning, and this is like the culminating project. But instead of being, one student at a time, we're doing it all really quickly and right there. And kids are active instead of being passive. Okay, so I'm going to go back to full mode. That's how you can share this to Padlet. And again, you have access to these directions. I think it's real easy if you're sitting with this in front of you just to go ahead and follow these directions and add to a Padlet. It will look like that. Now, the next part of this webinar is designed to help you share, publish, record, and narrate a script to tell the story of these ThingLinks, and then you can publish them. And of course, you can also publish them on a Padlet. You can also publish them, go back to the ThingLink, and add them right to the ThingLink. So I'll show you those 2 ways to make a full circle with this. Now, Explain Everything is the app that I'm going to share tonight. But if you don't have Explain Everything, don't fret because this can still be done. There are other screencasting tools, and like I said, you could do it on a computer for Screencast-O-Matic. But what I really love about Explain Everything is they have this nice feature. It's called New Browser. So when you open up and Explain Everything, you click on this plus button here, and you'll get the option for a new browser. That pulls up a web browser right inside of Explain Everything. Now you'll see something like this, which will be confusing. Here is where you paste the link to the ThingLink that you want to show up on the Explain Everything. Just paste it in, push go, and then you'll end up inside of your Explain Everything. You'll end up with a live ThingLink like that. Now I wanted to mention to you when I did this the first time, I was prompted to log in. Log into ThingLink here. If you have Google logins, that's no problem. Just push Google login. Otherwise, the students will have to log into ThingLink if they haven't logged in already. So that was just a little obstacle I hit. Now this is a screenshot of Explain Everything. I hit the plus sign. I went to new browser. I pasted this in here and I waited for my ThingLink to load. And this will play live. Now, of course, I'm on a computer and not on Explain Everything, so you just have to trust me here that this works. But what I'd do then is I'd push the record button and I'd walk through it and I'd say, I'd just give my recorded demo of all of these different links, similar to what I just shared with you with the Vakita, except I'm recording and Explain Everything, which is really cool. Now, students will take their time. They should maybe start with a script. It's not about reading, though. It's really about explaining. So if they have a script, it's not really a memorized thing. They can have some prompting words, but you want to really see what they learned about endangered animals, or in this case, I'd be doing the vaquita dolphin. And I can tell you, by building it and by doing the research that way, they've learned quite a lot, and they probably have quite a lot to share. So this is sort of what it would look like if I was demoing it. I could go around and I could talk about, this leopard and why this leopard is endangered and so forth. I can also hit the pause button. Explain Everything does have a pause button, and so does Screencast-O-Matic. Now, when I'm done with that, I'm going to go back a little bit. When I'm done with that recorded Explain Everything, then I can go back and add it here. So now I'll have a recorded screencast of me talking about this wonderful project, and I can put a tag here, and then when I put the tag here, I can copy and paste the link back into the ThingLink. And on this cover page, then we can have one link to every kid, every group explaining their project. So that's a little hard for me to demo, but it's really a great way to do this. Just record it and then you just pop it right in here and boom, you have the kids' live recordings. So that's how you can use Explain Everything. That's how you can use Padlet, and that's how you can also use ThingLink. I should tell you my experiences from today with Explain Everything as well. I was just doing a totally different ThingLink. I was having students do some sort of a little genius hour where they were just collecting images about something that they were passionate about. So let's say, for example, one girl was collecting images about masks, and they were only on iPads, and I said I wanted them to make a collage. And they tried a couple of programs, but then they opened up Explain Everything, and it was really nice because they could drag all of their images and they could rotate them very, very easily. Then they quickly took a snapshot of that, edited it, and added it to ThingLink. So that's another way. You can start with Explain Everything, add your images, create a collage, and then put them in ThingLink. Now, I do see some questions, and then let's take these questions about the projects. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about the ThingLink different types of accounts in the context of building your ThingLink classroom. So I see, do teachers need an account in Padlet for students to add their work? Mandy, they do not. Teachers need an account to create a Padlet and to be able to manage it and share the link and embed it in your blog. But students don't need an account. They just go to the Padlet link, and actually Padlet will even make a QR code. So if they're on an iPad, they can just take a picture of it and get right to the page. And then they just double tap and they add their tag. The only thing is students don't have the editing button. So I strongly recommend that you put the grid mode on so they line up nicely. And then you have to go back in there and you have to edit for the students. So if they're working on it in the class, I just usually have the edit open and I just go around and edit it as they request that. So that's a very good question about Padlet. And I see another question from Tabara. Does every viewer of a ThingLink need an account? No, you don't need a ThingLink account to view it. You do need a ThingLink account to create a ThingLink and to view it in full screen as well. So I think that was the last of the questions. Let me see if there's any more questions. Then I'm going to go ahead and talk about the different accounts. Okay, it seems like there are all the questions have been answered. So in this last section, we're going to talk about different types of ThingLink accounts. The idea is for you to build your ThingLink classroom, and it's a great place for you to create resources for your students, for students to create projects and turn them in and share. It's a great place for you to provide feedback on students' work because students join your classroom and then you can add an icon with feedback. And it's just flexible login options. If you have Google accounts, you just log in with Google+. If students don't have email accounts, teachers can actually create accounts for them that you don't divulge any information. You can use any username or password you'd like. So it's a completely safe and secure classroom environment. Now, within the classroom, if you have a teacher account, that's a ThingLink EDU account, then you'll get this classroom. If you don't see ThingLink EDU or ThingLink Teacher in the upper left-hand corner, you're going to need to remember to convert your account to a teacher account. And I'm telling you right now that I have a video for that, and I hope it's in the slideshow. But if not, then you should email me or email support and ask how to convert your account. And those emails will be coming up a little bit. But anyway, you can create class channels as a teacher. So just like I showed you with the endangered animals, that could be a class channel. You just give it a name, and then students click that post button and automatically add it to the channel. That's how they turn it in. And then you have a slideshow of interactive images. Here are just some ideas I had a while back about creating class channels. One on a project. You could have a vocabulary channel. I think that'd be really interesting. A book sharing channel, of course. And my favorite thing to do with these channels is for individual students to create portfolio channels. Here they can keep track of their work. It could be a ThingLink or it could just be a snapshot of something that they've done, upload it to ThingLink, and then they add little tags for reflection, for goal setting, and the teachers can also add a tag and have a conversation. So portfolios are really a great thing to do with class channels. If you want to know more about that, I'm going to be presenting that at the EdTech Teacher iPad Summit in Boston in a few weeks. And so I'll have lots of resources. And then I think I'm doing a webinar in this as part of this series, and it's in December. So definitely a great use for ThingLink channels. Now also you can have ThingLink groups, student groups. If you sign up for a free account, you'll get one group, which means all of the students who join your classroom through an invite code will automatically be in your group. You can see all of their work together, and they can all contribute to the same class channels. Now with the premium account, you can have multiple groups. So you can have one group for your endangered animals project. You can have one group for the vaquita dolphins. You can have a group for math or, reading or any project. And I have actually tons and tons of groups that I like to use, because you can go in each of the groups and then you can share, change the settings, change the sharing settings so everybody can edit it at the same time. Groups are really the way to go. Now, if you're a teacher who teaches multiple, if students have multiple teachers, they can join every teacher's group with just a different invite code. So that's really nice. Now we also have ThingLink for your district. ThingLink for your district is the way to go if you really see the value in all these wonderful things you can do with ThingLink, because you can get everybody up and on board in a flash. To get a ThingLink district account, you can get a free one or you can get a premium account. And what that does is that gives you an invite code. You just email support@thinglink.com and get an invite code. And then you share the invite code with any of your district administrators and, of course, with the teachers. And then teachers get a separate invite code that they share with their students. I have tutorials on how to do this that walks everybody through the process, but it's the easiest way to get everybody on board quickly. Now, once you have everybody on board, you're going to find a group to work with. And it's really better when everybody's creating together and learning together, because you can create, let's say you have 3 fourth grade teachers. One teacher can create the science project on planets, and then the other teachers can take that project and click a remix button to have their own copy. Then they can keep the links, but they can change some of the links or add their own links. So that's a great way to grow a curriculum in your district if you just get everybody onboarded and sharing in the same space. So our teacher accounts are free. And if you just want an individual teacher account, those are $35 per year. You get all of the premium features, and so do all of your students. So you get like up to 100 students. They can make these custom icons. They can do everything. I have another slide which I should get to. And then if you want the premium account for your district, which gives every student and all staff unlimited resources and access to everything and all the sharing features, that's about $1 per student. But we can work more with you if you want to request a demo and to have a private conversation about pricing and things, and to go into more questions. I'd be happy to do that as well, so that we can show you how to get the premium. Now, here's another. Okay, so here I've got the slides. Oh, and if you tonight want to get just a teacher account for yourself, you can use my demo code, which is Susanna EDU for 20% off. So that takes it to just $28 per year for you and all of your students. But the premium features, again, I wanted to remember custom icons. You can publish a slideshow channel like you see here. So if you give presentations, this is definitely the way to go, because everybody loves these interactive presentations. There are all these features down here as well. You can replace background images with the premium, which I mentioned, and you can upload an image and add a tag to that image, right, as I've demonstrated before. So we could put a picture right in here. Those are really some powerful features. And then also you get ThingLink for video, which we haven't covered yet today. Now I wanted to flash this demo code up here, and then I'll take a look and see if there are any questions. And then let's see, how do you make custom icons? Okay, that's a great question, and I can show you and I can demonstrate it for you as well. I also have a whole resource of videos, which I'm going to go to my questions screen now. So here's how you would email me, Susan@thinglink.com. You follow me on Twitter for sure. And if you want, I have a YouTube channel, so if you're interested in the videos, you should be able to find those on YouTube, or just email me and I'll share them. Those are coming more getting more into play and everything is getting integrated on the website. But if you're lost, you could also email support@thinglink.com. That's also how you email for a demo. And if you'd like a demo with me, if you're in the audience and you think that your district would like to see this and you're not the only decision maker, go ahead and you can go ahead and request a demo with me, and then we can set up a time where I can turn on your microphones so that I can show you some things slower and you can ask questions and things like that. We can talk about all the good features and all the reasons why your school district probably needs ThingLink. Okay, so I don't see any more questions, so I'm going to go back to Holly about making custom icons. So you're going to have to excuse me just a little bit while I escape out of here and try to do this. Okay, this is the screen for my ThingLink channel, which we talked about here, this interactive slideshow images. Now, what I do here is I can go back into my image list on my ThingLink dashboard. These are all the ThingLinks that I've created lately, okay? So, and then you can go to me, and that's where you see all of your other things. This is how you access ThingLink for video, which is also interactive video, which is amazing. But also, I can go here to see all of my images, and these three lines here will take me to settings. Now, when I go to settings, I see many different things here. I can change my profile. I can change my media settings. Here's where you go in and you can let everybody in one of your groups edit all the images. If you do it to your primary account, then everyone can edit all your images. So if you're looking to do that, I'm certainly happy to help you. Here's how you make the icons, tag icons. These are all icons that I've made. Tons and tons and tons of icons on this screen because I like to make new icons all the time. I'm going to demonstrate. I just make an icon in any photo editing program. I happen to use a program called Fireworks. It's just some software that I have, but you don't need that. It needs to be 36 by 36 pixels, and this will show up in the video that I'll follow up and add the video to the end of this recording here. But when it's 36 by 36 pixels, you just go ahead and upload it. Click there. And you need two versions of it, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I have a folder called Icons in my ThingLink folder. And you need two different versions. So if I want the camera, this is the regular version, and it looks like the camera. Now, if I want if I wanted to change colors, then I want the inverse of the camera, and I'm not sure I'm in the right place here. So I want the inverse image of the camera, and you can do those with those photo editing programs that I showed you earlier. I think I might have goofed on my camera. Yeah, see, that's too big. So I'm going to change that. I took the wrong camera. Okay, so here's my camera. Okay, so I made this and then I used an inverse option. And those 5 free photo editing tools that are in the slideshow, they all will allow you to change the colors. So it looks like it glows when you highlight over it. And that's all I do is upload it. And I just made a new icon. There it is. So let me go back to me and one of my ThingLinks and I'll show you what that looks like when I add it. So let's just go to the most recent one I made here. And there I am in my ThingLink. I edit it. I go to add a tag by tapping, and I look to change the icon. There it is. Now I have to add a link here or text, so I'll just say new icon and save it. You know what? I'm going to upload an image because I wanted to demonstrate that as well. So I'm just going to go to any image and let me upload the 4Cs image right there to add to my tag. There, and that's how I put an image in there and a new icon. And I just go ahead and save it, and I'll show you what that looks like. So now when I scroll over it, see it changes colors. And that's the two versions of the icon. Really easy to do. And as I mentioned, I do have third graders do that as well. And I have all the directions. So if you can go ahead and email me and I'll send you those directions or remind me on Twitter and I can do that as well. Okay, are there any more questions? I see, let's see, a thank you. How do we follow you on ThingLink? Well, the best way to follow me is on Twitter, but there is a way to follow me on ThingLink. It's not as active, though, as the Twitter. So let me go back to my ThingLink here. So when you're on ThingLink, you're going to explore images, maybe like this. And then you can go to this image that you see, and I should be able to follow the creator by going here. And then I follow like that by just clicking. So you could find an image of mine, any of the images that you saw tonight, this endangered animals image, and then when you go in here and click on my name, you should see the thing that says follow. I don't see it because that's me. So I hope that answered your question there. Can a viewer access the channel and move through it, or is that for presentation only? Yes. No, everybody can access the channel and move through it. So I'm going to go to channels and show you. This is, so if you find this channel, you copy the link to this channel, Gardens in the US, then you just view as slideshow and move through it. Now, the only thing is, it's just a linear navigation. So when you want to rearrange the slides in the slideshow, that's when you need the app. When you go to the app, there's a section that you can just drag the slides wherever you want them. So that's sort of how you solve that problem for the time being. Okay, and I'm really not seeing any more questions. So I want to thank everybody so much for attending this webinar and for giving me your time and for helping me demonstrate just some different ways to transform teaching and learning with ThingLink. I'm going to just view the slideshow real quickly and just remind you that this is one in a series of webinars, and we've already had one that was an overview. We had a great one last week about transforming teaching and learning with ThingLink and Google Apps. I encourage you to watch the archive. It's right here on this interactive image. So what I'm showing you here, you can easily access. It's the front of the slideshow. It's also on the ThingLink blog right now. This is tonight's webinar, and since it's over, as soon as I archive it, I'll also put it here, but I'm also going to be emailing it to you as well. And then we've got more webinars. Next week is the Ultimate Word Wall. That's a little bit more with Padlet, but really focusing on learning vocabulary and using ThingLink to learn vocabularies. That's really fun. There's going to be a participatory option at the end where I'm going to challenge people to add their own ThingLink to the Padlet. And then we're going to do digital storytelling. That's when I move to Monday nights at 7. So maybe that will be more convenient. And if not, you can certainly request the archive. Then digital differentiation, then launching interactive math projects. And finally, on December 14th, I'll be sharing the ways to use ThingLink portfolios and following the 3-step process for success. So I hope everybody's enjoyed the webinar. I do see one last question. Using ThingLink tomorrow for staff development. Oh, thanks, Deborah. And let me also tell you that these videos that are created could also be used for staff development. I'm going to watch it again and edit it a little bit and share it out. And so hopefully you could use it for your staff development, even if you just use parts of it to demonstrate some things or to inspire people to transform teaching and learning with ThingLink. And I thank you all. And I do encourage you, if you're interested in learning more about our verified organization account, to just request a demo. You can do that. You go to my ThingLink, the ThingLink blog, or my own blog, and I'll also send a link to request a demo when I send this out. So thank you so much, and happy tagging.